Catlike Reflexes. Hello everybody, welcome to the program. My name is Bryan Piitz and I am your host, joined today by no one. It's just me today. Most of that has to do with my own incompetence. I failed to get the other podcasts organized in time to record a couple of podcasts for you. So today, very, very late on a Sunday night, it's just me. I'm going to talk to you for a little while. For those of you who have been listening to the show for a while, or maybe are new to the show, typically I tend to be the host of the program, but most of the chat comes from our other contributors. Often we call them the Podcats. Ho ho, good title. But today is just me. Although I am the host of the show, it's by no means just my show. I happen to be the one who owns the computer on which we record it, so that made me the default host of the show, I guess. So that's how I got the job. I didn't have to pull a sword from a stone or anything like that. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about a few different topics. But first, I just want to say how pleased I am so far with Catlike Reflexes. This is our 26th episode, and we've just been having a great time. We started early this year, January or February, I believe. And a podcast is something that I've always wanted to do for a long time, and it's one of those things where you keep saying, "Oh yeah, soon I'm going to do a podcast, and I'm going to get it all together, and it's going to be a big deal, and all this stuff." And really, if you keep thinking that way, at least I found, if you keep thinking that way, you're never going to get anything done. So this podcast started literally one day. I decided I wanted to do a podcast, and I called up, I believe it was Brendan and Derek, who you may have heard on the show before, and I just said, like, "Hey dudes, come on down to my office and just show up, and we're just going to start talking." We didn't really plan it too much beyond that. In fact, at that point, we didn't even have a name for the show. We were going to call it something else. We had different names. We were going to call it something like Emperors of the North, or we were going to call it, like, the Loft Dudes, or the Office Guys, or I don't know. We had a bunch of different names. We couldn't really think of one. And the name Catlike Reflexes came from literally the fact that I owned the domain catlikereflexes.com, which I purchased a few years ago because, I don't know, sometimes I just like buying domains if a name kind of catches my attention, and Catlike Reflexes seemed like a pretty good name, and no one had taken it yet, so I just nabbed it up, and I used it for really nothing. I had one video on a YouTube channel that's what you would see if you had punched in catlikereflexes.com. And it was a video of myself dressed as a character who I didn't even name. It was a guy who wanted to show off his feats of strength, but they were really, really lame. So he was trying to put wooden spoons on his hand and pull his hand away and catch them real quick. And he thought this was a really impressive task. And so I put it on there, and he's wearing a cut-off, sleeveless shirt. I guess you can't have shirtless sleeves, maybe. But anyway, and he gets out there, and he's all full of bravado and machismo. And I just put it on the internet, and I'll try to link to it today if I remember on this post. But if you do check out the video, like I try not to tip my hat that I'm just a guy kind of playing a character, and I get a lot of interesting comments on the YouTubes, which maybe some of you didn't realize that YouTube has a comment section, but they do, and a lot of people are very mean. I never heard anything about YouTube having mean comments or anything like that, but they do, and so I heard a lot of things about, about my weight, or about just the fact that I was doing something dumb. People just weren't in on the joke, and it really didn't hurt my feelings because they didn't realize that the joke was on them, and I got a good laugh out of it. So, but anyway, that one video was kind of fun. I thought I would do more with it, but I really didn't. But it wasn't worth the domain just to have one YouTube video, having it, point to one YouTube video. So I decided that Catlike Reflexes might be a good name for a podcast, and here we are, 26 episodes later, and now we're stuck with it. So take that. But like I said, 26 episodes. We have viewers from. I mean, I'm not trying to pretend that we're like a super successful, podcast. We're not Chris Hardwick. We're not Serial. We're not, any of those things. We're not one of those giant podcasts. We have a modest but loyal following of people like you, if you're listening right now, and I know that you are. And we're super glad. There's people. Our stats show that we have fans from all around the world, and Canada, of course, where we're located, but also in the different parts of the United States and Europe. So we're just really pleased. So wherever you're listening from, be it near or far, thank you very much for listening to our podcast. And we couldn't do it without you. So hopefully in the episodes to come, we're going to give you even more good stuff for you to listen to. And one of the things that people tell me they enjoy about our podcast is the music that we play at the beginning and end. I usually find a song when I'm editing the show together, and I use it as a little intro and extra of the show. And at the end, you may have heard me say, "Yeah, the music at the beginning and ending of this episode of Catlike Reflexes is blah, blah, blah." And I usually tell you that the songs were discovered on Jamendo.com, and that is all true. However, Jamendo, it makes it sound like we're sponsored by Jamendo, and we're not. We actually don't have any sponsors, so if anyone's listening out there and wants to sponsor us, give us an email, info@catlikereflexes.com. But no, we're not sponsored by Jamendo. It's just a music website that I happen to like, and most of the independent artists who put their music on Jamendo.com from around the world tend to tag those with a Creative Commons license, which allows us to be able to play them in our podcast without having to go through the rigmarole of music rights. And that's something very generous that the artists have put those things out there. If you're not familiar with Creative Commons, it essentially means that rather than paying a license, you can take their. It doesn't just have to be music. There's also lots of things out there in the Creative Commons, and but in this case, it's music, and you can take the songs, you can play it publicly, you can. There's different criteria for different Creative Commons licenses, but often they just say, as long as you don't alter the song, or as long as you give the artist credit, or things like that, then you can use the song appropriately. And there's a lot of very talented artists on Jamendo, and I go there frequently, and so I wanted to make sure I gave Jamendo a big shout out too. But since it's just me today, and just hearing one voice might be a little monotonous for a while, I thought that I would play some songs from Jamendo throughout the podcast, entire songs, not just snippets, just like a real radio show. And I wanted to play for you some songs right now that are currently, at the time that I'm recording this, in the Jamendo Top 10. So the first song that I want to play for you right now is called Mutantninjadiscoking, which is actually all one word, by a band called K4MMR. I think it's one of those, you got to read it. It's hard to pronounce. But I'll put the link to it on our website too. So here is Mutantninjadiscoking on Catlike Reflexes. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that song. Once again, it was Mutantninjadiscoking, and you can find it on Jamendo.com or link to our website. There's been a lot going on in nerd talk on the internet lately, and if you've been following the news at all in the last few weeks, you'll know that there's been a lot of controversy surrounding certain symbols. In particular, I'm speaking about the Confederate battle flag, which is a symbol that is heavily used in the southern part of the United States. During the Civil War, it was the battle flag of the Confederate Army, who were warring with the Union Army of the United States of America, and many people in the southern United States still fly it to this day. And that has made a lot of people very upset for different reasons, but in particular because many people see it as a symbol of the values of the Confederacy, and many of their values don't. We don't hold many of those values in 2015 in many polite societies. A lot of people think that it is racist because the Confederates were fighting in part, or in large part, to maintain the right to have, buy, own, and use slaves, which is horrible. And so a lot of people have been talking about it lately. They're in South Carolina, of course. I won't even say his name, but there was a fellow who shot up 9 people in a black church, and was clearly motivated by racial hate. And it's not even ambiguous. He literally said, "I want to shoot black people." So it's pretty clear. And that sort of brought up this debate about the flag again, because he was seen in many of his Facebook photos with that flag, and it was just a reminder to people that the culture persists. It's not so much about the image itself. Images can't hurt you, but the ideas behind them sometimes can be very harmful. And for any of you who watched television in the 80s, you probably remember a little television program called The Dukes of Hazzard, which I thought was about English royalty, but it's actually about 2 southern dudes in Hazzard County. And I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the show, although I remember watching it in the 80s. From my recollection, there was a lot of car chases, a lot of car stunts, people jumping over ramps and things. Apparently Hazzard County is called Hazzard because there are just ramps everywhere. I don't know any other place that has that many ramps per square mile in the world. But anyway, it's Hazzard County. And if you're not familiar with the TV show, you might be familiar with the starring vehicle of the show. The main 2 characters drove around in a, I believe it was a Dodge Charger, with the car had a name. It was called the General Lee, and right on the roof of the car was a great big old Confederate battle flag. And in the wake of the recent controversy, there's been some rumors going around that that they have gone in digitally and removed the flag from the roof of the General Lee for reruns of the show. But that is actually, as far as I can tell from Googling around, that is a misunderstanding of the facts. But what is true is that TV Land, which is a television station that shows a lot of reruns of old shows, has now decided to remove. They've pulled the reruns of the Dukes of Hazzard from airing, and possibly to confuse the matter, also the person who owns the actual General Lee used in the program. Let's see here. I can't remember his name now. Golfer Bubba Watson owns the car. He bought it at an auction years ago, and he's decided to paint over it. He said he's going to paint over the Confederate flag, Confederate battle flag, and instead put a normal USA flag, stars and stripes, on the top. And as can happen when things change, there can be a lot of hurt feelings, misunderstandings. A lot of people are very upset that that these things are happening, and a lot of people are going on that internet, talking about why they think that it should be taken down. Apparently, for some reason, Kevin Sorbo of Hercules fame is one of the people thinking that they should not have taken it down, and he put a great big rant on Facebook about where does it stop? Hogan's Heroes, the Jeffersons, All in the Family, the list goes on. The chocolate is racist, so are marshmallows. I'm offended by everything should be the left slogan, he says. And that's probably the first time many people have heard the name Kevin Sorbo in about 10 years. Here's the thing. Now, I'm trying to tell you the facts as best I can tell, but now here's my opinion. First of all, Dukes of Hazzard was not that good a show. I don't know why everybody's so upset about it. It was a very simple program with simple characters. It's centered around car stunts. It's more fondly remembered than probably it is enjoyed. That said, just because the show's not good doesn't mean that it should necessarily be censored. Is it actually being censored? I'm not really sure. I don't think so. TV Land has decided to take it off the air. It's not exactly censorship. There are many different ways that you can watch the Dukes of Hazzard. You can buy the DVDs. You could see it on another station. You could whatever. If you really want to see the Dukes of Hazzard, you can see the Dukes of Hazzard. It's not really being censored. TV Land has taken it out of circulation, I think, for first of all, sensitivity to people who are offended by the flag. Sensitivity in the wake of 9 people being murdered in a black church in South Carolina, where the Confederate flag, until very recently, still flew. Also, it's just a monetary consideration. If advertisers don't want to advertise on Dukes of Hazzard because there is a symbol associated with it that many people consider to be racist and hateful, advertisers don't want to advertise. That means the show doesn't make any money, so they pull it. I mean, what could be more American than making decisions based on money? That's not a dig on Americans. I feel that many Americans would probably consider that to be a compliment. As for whether it is a racist symbol, yeah, it is, and here's why. People see it as a racist symbol, and that is all you need to know. People say, "Well, I'm a man from the South, and to me, it is a symbol of pride." Well, that's good. For you, it can be a symbol of pride. If you want to stick it on your front lawn, that's fine. But other people are going to call you racist, because if you don't know why other people would be offended by that flag, that's sort of the reason why they're offended, is that it's a symbol of ignorance and of privilege. What white privilege means is not that some people don't think it exists because they don't understand what it is, but what it means is you think it's up to you. You think that because it's your flag that you get to decide what other people do with it, and it's not up to you. That's what it means. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd be happy to strike it off the map. That said, I don't think that it should be stripped from the program. It is a program of its era, and you wouldn't take it off of there any more than you would, movies set in World War II that were very racist against Japanese. Doesn't mean that the racism is okay, but it becomes a historical artifact rather than a cultural call sign. I also think that removing the flag from the General Lee is stupid for another reason, which is that the car is still called the General Lee. That's how ignorant maybe some people are, and that they think that taking the flag off is the main thing here, but the car is already called the General Lee, even if you take the flag off. General Lee was best known for commanding the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia in the American Civil War. He was the guy fighting for slavery. And some people have argued that he really was against slavery, but he just fought for other reasons. But, I mean, if you're leading the Confederate Army, racist or not, you got some splaining to do. So, yeah, first of all, you have to rename the car. You have to take the thing off the top. There's a lot going on there. Does it mean that you can't enjoy the Dukes of Hazzard anymore? You can't put your DVDs and enjoy them? Enjoy them. They're just good old boys, don't mean to do no harm. But the argument that people shouldn't be offended because you're not offended doesn't really play into it. And I know there's a backlash against people saying that things should be politically correct. Too bad. I mean, if it's a symbol that has been used very proudly by people who are committing racist, hateful, and violent acts for many years, then that symbol and those people's opinions have been imposed on others, sometimes violently, for hundreds of years. I don't think that someone taking a terrible television program off TV because they find some aspect of it offensive to them should really bother you. That's just tit for tat, and if you don't like it, well, then it doesn't matter if you like it. It's not up to you. Kevin Sorbo, I know you're upset, but you know what? In Hogan's Heroes, the Nazis were the bad guys. In the Jeffersons were the good guys. In All in the Family, Archie Bunker was the antagonist of most of the episodes. But on the Dukes of Hazzard, the Duke boys with the Confederate flag on the roof were the protagonists and the characters through which the audience was meant to see the world. And it's too distracting, I think, to modern audiences to watch the Dukes of Hazzard with a Confederate flag on the top in a car named after a Confederate general, when there are so many other things that we could be doing or watching. Just take it away. You know what? Take the Dukes of Hazzard away for a while. Put it in a drawer. Clearly, we're not mature enough to handle it right now. Give it some time. Take it out. Let some wounds heal. And then maybe we'll talk about giving you your toys back. Here's Hurricane by the Colaars.
Spark is just like you, I know you like it too.
And I'm back. Hello, everybody. This is Bryan from Catlike Reflexes. I hope you enjoyed that song. That was Hurricane by the Colaars. You can find that on jamendo.com or linked to on our website. Was that a little heavy-handed? I don't know. What do you think? Was it a little too hard on the old Duke boys? I don't know. Personally, I was an A-Team guy anyway. I like the A-Team a lot better. And their van was awesome. B.A. Baracus, George Papard. I realized that was a character in it, and then an actor. I hope that wasn't confusing for you. But anyway, what do you think? I know a lot of people, even people that I already know in person, have some very strong feelings about the General Lee, even if they don't support the values of the Confederate flag. They are still fans of the show, and they don't like to see people messing with it. And that's maybe understandable. So what do you think? Let me know. This is a case where the other podcasts aren't really involved. It's just me. So if you have a problem or an issue with today's topic, just let me know. I won't be. You can offend me if you want to tell me what your opinion is. If you think I got it wrong, maybe you agree with me. That would be refreshing. Let me know. You can check us out on the World Wide Web at catlikereflexes.com. But you can also check us out on Twitter, which is where the action is, at CR Podcast. That's over on Twitter. We also have a Facebook page, a Tumblr page. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got all that stuff. And you can find links to all that at our website, catlikereflexes.com. Catlike Reflexes! Thanks for listening, everybody. This is Smalls by Steady Hussle featuring Cory Feigen.
So take me down to your level. Oh, you know it's unstable up here from the way you move. So give me something to hold on to. No, I've never been a one to give in, but there's just something about you. So come on up, 'cause we can make headroom in this room for one bedroom. You know that we can make room for two. So if you're good, then I'm better. With us just never leaving this room. But your past foul play from your earlier days has left you all alone. Put me in a to let you know that I won't let you go. Just to let you know. Walk me around your neighborhood fortune. The small steps we go through are bigger than they seem. Step right up and face the attraction. Your overreaction, useless as can be. I know we're short on time. I know we gotta work soon. The 9 to 5 push through to the moment I could see, the moment I could see us.